So my name is Danny Asberry L, and I am the president of Solel International. We revive community through arts and culture. We're the first in Houston to create augmented reality murals, and we're also the first to provide healthcare through our memberships for artists and students in Houston, Texas.
Hey, it's Kellen. And today on Diversified Game, we have Danny Asberry L. And he's going to give us the game on how he has taken his art. This is something all of you always ask me. I'm an artist. How do I make a living out of it? How do I do my purpose and make a profit? So, Danny, welcome to the show, Diversified Game, where we show them how you started, sustained, and succeeded in what you do. So you're more than welcome. You got a big event coming up, my bruv. I need you to just jump into it. Tell us what this event is. Is it annual, seasonal, monthly? Please give us the game on that first.
Well, this event is annual and it is called A Night of Royalty. And the theme is a Moorish dress theme. We're just giving some credit to ancient Africa and those empires that ruled. And we wanted to feel like kings and queens for a day. So it's a gala fundraiser, and it's here at the ULH Center here in Houston, Texas. And it's going down Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Feel free to network with everyone you possibly can, artists, collaborators, actors, the list goes on and on. We'll be honoring state representatives, city officials, as well as the artist that makes the engine run. So that is what we'll be doing, and I hope to catch everyone there soon.
And I hope to catch you. I really I plan on getting to Houston early in the morning tomorrow on some business, and I hope to see you if tickets are still available. When I found out about it late, I said, Brother Sharif, I thank him from Shaw Films, and I think Miss Stephanie from Trey Magazine put him on the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm excited, as my camera is excited too, as you guys might see that. But tell the people, what type of artist are you? Sometimes when people see even this red cap, they say, hey, what is that? And I have to explain. Even when I bring out the African wear like this, I have to explain. So talk about this event, because some people, when they do see outfits, whether it's this red cap or the Moorish cap, they think, oh, this is only for a certain audience. And I hear this is an event for everybody.
Yes, most of our events, well, all of our events are international, right? We are Solel International. So if you are not Moorish, if you're not African American, if you're not Hispanic, whatever it is that whatever you are, we don't necessarily care where you come from, just as long as you're trying to be a part of the whole, right? So when we think international, we literally think of everyone that came from the one source.
Got you. Can you tell people about your organization when you're not putting on galas? And I think it was you. You were dancing, and it was serious. Tell the people, what do you do? Is it dance lessons? Is it cultural lessons? Throughout the year when they go to your websites, and I'll have the links in the description. But like, what does your organization do besides galas?
Yeah, so we revive communities through arts and culture. We do that through murals. We do that through after school programs. We do it through senior programs. We do it through aiding young adults as well to find their way. We have entrepreneurial classes for artists, because a lot of times these artists don't necessarily know the ins and outs of business, right? Because you have your artistry, but you have to have the other side, which is business. So that way you can become sustainable, in your craft. Usually we rely on the help of others, which is great, but at the same time, we want the artist to have the drive, because you have to use both sides of your brain. You just can't just be all creative and no logic, right? You have to have both. And so we emphasize that to our artists.
I I love it. And you are on a business podcast. I sometimes call this an African business podcast, or as you see in the Mexico flag, an Afro Mexicano Black American business podcast, whatever you want to call it. Can you talk about, you being an artist and how you found a way, not just to monetize your art, but to be able to, teach others? Because this is what I do every day for my clients. And the reason why I'm coming into Houston, people don't even know how, they don't, once they learn how to make the money, they don't always know how to invest the money. And I think about when we're all 60 and 70 and 80 and beyond to 120, how are we going to keep this going? So when did you find it? When did the light bulb come off to say, wow, this is how I'm going to monetize it and teach? And with that question, it's a loaded question, but I got to ask it now, because I got to ask you, when you answer that question, if you can tell us your community give back. Something tells me it's all going to tie in for you.
Well, yeah. So basically, I've realized this when I was in the military. I was doing a lot of graphic design for the military. Once I was in, I was actually the only Navy draftsman of color in the entire fleet at the time. The only Navy draftsman of color in the entire fleet at the time. And so I used my talent. I just worked. I didn't necessarily care or didn't register with me that that was my position. But once I saw the military capitalize on my positioning, then I was like, wait, I could do this for me, So definitely, we're in the space where you're learning yourself and your talents are being utilized. You have to kind of look at that and say, okay, well, maybe I can do this for me, or maybe I can team up with the said organization that you're working with, right? Or maybe you can work a different deal, once you see, others profit from the work that you do. So we try to help to sharpen the eye of artists, to identify opportunities that can make them whole. One of the community give back situations for me is when we were able to acquire a partnership with the Patient Physician Cooperative. Through our memberships, artists can get seen for any healthcare needs, and it also covers whole health. And what brought me to this is because when I was working on a mural, and I was proud of the fact that we were able to get some artists and give them opportunities and have them to work. Sometimes their health was not that great, and so you can't be on a project unhealthy. So that's what led me in that arena of healthcare for artists, if that makes sense.
No, definitely. And thank you for your service. Don't want to forget that part. And thank you for your service in the community too. Don't want to forget that part outside of the military, right? Can you tell the people, and especially for a young person who says, wow, I can do art. I really can do art in the military. The recruiter wasn't lying to me. Is that something that you would recommend and that you found beneficial in your life? And would you recommend other young people who may not know what they want to do? Because going direct to college is not for everybody, for various reasons. But please give us your opinion.
I do recommend it. I recommend that you explore all avenues that come your way. With the military, it taught me about order. It taught me about using my gifts and my intellect and become a high functioning individual. It taught me a lot. And so with that said, I'm able to convert those skill sets and have them to be used for my own purposes. So I didn't have to pay anybody to do a business plan because the Navy made me write so much and do things so much that I don't know. I was just used to doing it, So I didn't have to pay anyone to do that. I didn't have to pay anyone to make my business plan. I didn't have to pay anyone to do grants. I didn't have to pay anyone to do those things that they say that artists normally don't do, And what I had to learn, especially as a tourist, I don't like to be pushed, but they pushed me, and I was able to become a greater person. So much so that I'm not afraid of service. So I was a teacher for about 5.5 years with C.E. King Middle School, and that gave me a different perspective being an art teacher with them. I think I was the first teacher that they saw a line of the kids wrapped around trying to get in my class, and they had to turn some of them away because I was applying discipline along with creativity. I had a balance of both, and they enjoyed that. So, and I also have other friends that are in Solel that have influences all over the world. And one of those is the international rapper by the name of Hotline, who actually got on the call with the students, and the students were done, you know. So I definitely wanted to, throw a plug out there for him as well, because him and others that you can see on the website, they made this possible. It's not just me, but I just want to give credit where credit is due.
Gotcha. And for those of you listening, majority of the audience are listeners, but those go over to YouTube and you see Danny, and he said 5 years as a teacher. And then you say, what, did he join the military like when he was 13? That's just what happens when you don't drink or smoke up your black. Talk
Right.
but that's a Moorish principle. So I want you to kind of talk about what it is to be a Moorish American and what it's not, because a lot of times people will see a YouTube video and they think they know everything about a community. So please expound.
Well, to be a Moorish American, first of all, it's your nationality is free. If you know who you are, you just declare who you are. You are a Moorish American, or you are a Argentinian American, or you whatever you are. We're no different. We as a community, we desire to uplift fallen humanity, and that comes with sometimes cutting yourself, right? So you have to check yourself and some of the things that you feel and think, right? Because as a man thinks, he'll say he can save himself. If you can get a man to think, he can save himself. So I'm definitely in the business of thinking with intention. And you have to look at what's intention versus impact. So if you're impacting people and they see the light in you, they see what they see in you, they see that you are being accountable, 100% accountable, then that's going to motivate people to do better. But if you're not motivating people to do better, but you intend to, the intent is not necessarily making it to where it needs to, but your impact, your direct action is. So we all have to look at, those actions of thinking, willing, reasoning. These are what we call in our community the actions of the soul. So we definitely, in Solel, it being a Moorish American ran company, a nonprofit at that, we definitely make sure that principle is at the forefront, because that's how we're, raised. But at the same time, we make sure that when we look at others and their ways of life, we try to be an inspiration to others as we draw inspiration from them as well. We're our brothers and sisters.
And is there anything of what a Moorish American isn't? Like, do you ever get some misconception? Because
yeah. Oh, we're gonna take your house, and we're gonna no, that is not a true Moorish American. You know, as far as doing all that, no, we seek to um, do more with the higher self. We seek to be good citizens, like the prophet told us to be. Right? Be a good citizen. Right? It says it. Right? So we're not sovereign citizens. Because if we were, we'd have our own military, we'd have our own this and that. So no, that's not the truth. But what is the truth is we desire to be good citizens. We desire to be less of a burden off of the government than we should be, right? We desire to enhance our nation as a whole, all Americans, but at the same time, carve out the space for folks to know what we do, right? Remorse Americans, we have a certain culture, we have a certain way we carry ourselves, just like the Sikhs, just like uh, the Chinese, just like the Japanese. We do the same thing.
Got you. And tell, the people out there, as far as your organization, how can we support you? What do you need? Do we need to write the Congress people, the state senator, the next mayor, Miss Sheila Jackson, if it so be, and say, they need to earmark $1 million for you? What can we do to support you and your movement?
Well, earmarking $1 million for the nonprofit organization will be wonderful. But in the meantime, you can go to Solel, int.org, SOLELINT.org, and donate. And you can also support by going to the gala. We want to put a show on for you, no matter where you come from. We just want you to see how we do it, and we want you to see us supporting the people of the community and the kids of the community. We're highlighting a young man by the name of James Goldie. He's been doing exceptionally well. He's only, I think, 12 years old, but he has some amazing work that's out there, so we want people to see it. Also, we have a fashion show coming up. We have 3 speakers. One was featured on the Sherry Shepherd show. We have some of the honorees, like Call Me Choco, who's an Instagram sensation. We have different people who are coming in. We're honoring Grand Sheik Sharp Bay for his work in the community, Tianvi Stafford for her work in the community, and she also has a story. She came from a difficult past, but now she's a thriving cosmetologist, and a lot of people don't know that story. And it's a great story for women, right? That women can come from any crazy situation, but they can make the situation be what it should be, And so it's definitely an empowerment piece with them there. There's a lot of strong women that are there. State representatives who are women, city council women. The room is just filled with so many wonderful people. We're going to have some actors there, people who are actively doing work, filmmakers, international filmmakers. So if you have a project or an idea, rub shoulders.
Sounds
rub
like
shoulders.
Sounds like if you're a business person, you may want to be in the house because you might have some progress and maybe a profit in who you meet.
Right, and projects, right? You got to have those. Yeah, you got to have those projects. So definitely, we're with it, and we definitely want the crowd to come through.
Okay, and for those who, right now it's winter time and folks are more worried about, the coughs. It's always the people without a mask not coughing. How big of a crowd do you expect? Because I know I don't believe this is your first, big event like this.
Yeah, no, it's not our first, but we're anticipating about 120 people coming. But if you're concerned about any of the health things that are out there, there is a virtual link as well. So if you want to join from home, you're more than welcome to. So once you pay for your ticket, there will be a virtual link sent to you automatically.
Got you. Now, this is good game. And you guys, I could go on for hours, but I'm excited to meet Danny in person. I'm going to try to get this out even, sooner than usual. We'll see. That's up to the team. Please, y'all listen to me. You see him traveling because he's trying to get a show together. So I know there's 100 things you got to do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for allowing me to switch this time, since I will just be running through Houston traffic probably by the time our scheduled time was. But I thank you for making this adjustment. And Zoom, I appreciate you too. And to your friend who's driving you safely, thank y'all. Let them know where they can find you. And again, I will have the links in the description.
Yeah, so you can find us at solelint.org, solelint.org. And then go into the website and go to events, and you'll see a Night of Royalty Gala under events, and you can pay for the tickets there and have a good time with us. And if you can't make it with us, you can always do the virtual option once you do pay for the tickets, or you can meet us at our Afro Beats party coming in February. Oh yeah, you can meet us at the Afro Beats party. We're gonna have artists posted up, selling their artwork, and vendors. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we definitely are interested, and we do these galas every year, so you better come.
Gotcha. And he said it. If you guys didn't hear, they're going to be honoring so many people, some, of your local leaders, no matter how you feel about them, what side you're on. If you don't go meet these people and voice your opinion, you will just be the food and not really be at the table, but the meal, as they say. So I thank you for coming on. Audience, now that you've gotten through this far, I need you to do me a favor and do yourself a favor. I need you to like this game, subscribe to this game, and most importantly, share this game with somebody. It will change their life. This game will show you how to start, sustain, and succeed in a business. Thank you.
Welcome to South Africa, and you will be coming with the African Diaspora News Channel with Phil Scott, of course. He is hosting you guys in this amazing country. He's been here before, he's been back again, and now he's bringing you on this trip. So make sure you sign up early so you can go ahead and come on this trip as well. It's going to be an amazing trip because we're actually coming to Johannesburg. We're going to show you all the sites like Mandela Square. And then, of course, from there, we're on our way to Durban. Durban is a special place. It's our playground. This is where the people of South Africa go to have a good time. It's tropical. We have beaches. We have everything. We have culture. We have nightlife. Everything is here, and you're going to absolutely enjoy yourself. So sign up with the African Diaspora News Channel now with Phil Scott, and we will see you guys here in what we like to call sunny South Africa. See you soon.
Hi everyone. Have you ever been curious about visiting Africa? Which African country were you interested in? Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Ethiopia? Which country are you interested in? My good friend, Kellen Cash Coleman, came up with a course called My First Trip to Africa that'll guide you through this process. It's only $20, and in this course you'll learn about passports, visas, vaccinations that you need before you go there, as well as a budget, how much the trip is going to cost. He also talks about what you should pack, what you should take with you, how you should travel on a budget. Did you know that $100 is worth 1,000 South African rand and over 10,000 Kenyan shillings? So imagine what you can do with $100 back home. I say back home because I'm from Sudan, I'm African, I already know how it's like. I know that, when you convert Canadian and American money, it goes a long way when you're traveling across Africa. So if you're curious, if Africa is a place that you've always wanted to go, always wanted to move there, Kellen Cash is the person to ask. Check out the course. There's a little preview you can listen to before you actually purchase it. If you're interested in this course, visit www.diversifiedgame.com. Don't miss out.